computer. Excellent. So, welcome everybody. What I wanted to do today, in my email, I said that we were going to work on like short speeches, and more so, using these speeches. I want to use them as a tool to do certain things with, and I also wanted to kind of, well, a lot of times we get something that has 3 or 4 lines, and we
Mhm.
need to be able to break that down. So I sent you a PDF that had a scene in there, a short, and it's the same one. So we're gonna break down this first one. I just changed it from woman to man, and we can use the same one. We don't need to do 2 different things because it would take too long to break it down. So the first, what I
You
like to
just
do
sent,
is
did you just send that? When did you
this
send that? Because
this morning.
okay.
This morning.
Oh, this morning. Okay, I didn't check my emails this morning, so
Okay.
okay.
Wow. It's like
Pull it up.
I can't
I,
believe some people don't check their emails in the morning. It's like I, I'm just married to them. What were we gonna say,
Yeah.
Christina?
I didn't print it out. I have it on here,
That's
but
fine.
if
You can read it. You don't. We don't need to. We're not going to perform it necessarily today,
okay,
Okay.
because I want to break it down first, and then we'll set up something else. We may do little bits and pieces of it, but the whole thing obviously is the one who comes up with something interesting, looks interesting, and executes it in an interesting way is the one who's going to stand out. So a lot of times we just kind of like try to memorize by words and
Mhm.
trying to make all those things make sense. My biggest thing, whether it be a whole scene or it's a small piece, I'm always asking this one question: what do I want the audience to walk away with? So I don't just approach it from an acting point of view. I want to approach it from an acting and directing point of view, as well as a writing point of view.
Mhm.
Why do we need this particular scene? So the very first question is why do we need this? In order to really answer that, we have to dissect the facts. So before we answer that question, why can't we delete this short piece? We're going to go in and grab the facts, and by facts I mean, well, they're just not interpretations. A fact is a fact. You're sitting. It says in the script you're sitting down. You can't negotiate
Mhm.
that. It's a fact because the other person has a line who says, "Why are you sitting in my chair?" So there's facts. There's facts about, the facts could be pertaining about who you are, where you are, what you're doing, what just happened. It might be a fact about the time or the place. Or sometimes we get lucky and there is a fact that revealed itself through the history or the relationship. A lot of times we got to put all of that together. However, the thing is that that and then we'll do that by interpreting. So if we go right off the bat, looking at the script, hang let's see, let me put that right there. No, I want it right there. Okay. So the if we look at it right off the bat, um, we'll start looking at what facts are there and then we'll interpret it after that. Make sense? So if we look at if you look again, categorizing the facts might be about you, it may be about the situation, it may be a fact about the time, the place, all those given circumstances. So as we look through the script, what's the first fact that pops up? And the fact may be given by the writer, it may be given by the other character, and it may also be given by you. So, what are they doing? What's presently going on based on the writing? Anybody?
um, I'm
Christina?
addressing I'm addressing some reporters. I'm standing,
Okay.
it says I'm standing outside my house, so it's me with speaking to the group.
Okay. So, John, you have both from Tony and Bethany, right? You're on mute, John.
Yes, I do. So I'm looking at it now.
Okay.
Bethany and well, I think I just have Bethany.
If
You
you
said
scroll
Tony?
down the script, does it have Tony too?
Oh yeah, it does. Short statement by yep. Tony speaks to a reporter in a coffee shop.
Yeah,
Got it.
that should be. I thought that was covered on yours. So we're going to change it to Bethany is talking to one reporter in a coffee shop.
Oops, okay.
Okay, so that's a fact. You're in a coffee shop, so we know the fact is where you are, and
Mm-hmm.
we know what you're doing. You're talking to one reporter. So, Christina, why don't you go ahead and read the very first line, and we'll see if there's any fact in that first line.
Okay. I'd like to make a short statement, after which I will not be taking any questions.
Okay, so basically the fact is that she's going to make a statement. That's what she says, and so this is not. We're not having a conversation. It's the fact is that you're going to make a statement, and you're not taking any questions. All right, so that's the fact. What's the John? Read the next line.
Yep. I'd like to make a short statement, after which I will not be taking any questions.
So you read the next line following that.
Oh. I offer nothing but unwavering support and belief in my wife, who is doing all she can to address the ridiculous, libelous rumors that have jeopardized her reputation and threatened our family.
Okay. So we know the facts are right now that there's something that's going on that has been threatening the family. Fact. There is something that is how would you state that a different way, or what is the fact that's going on right now in the situation that there is accusations made against your wife, your husband, correct?
Right. Yes.
And they're calling these facts according to you are unfounded. Okay, so that's a fact. So the fact so far, we know that you're in a coffee shop. The fact that you are talking to one reporter, as again we're going to look at, as opposed to a whole bunch of reporters in a
Mm-hmm.
coffee shop as opposed to outside. So I changed those because there is nothing because I wanted it. That's how. All right. So read the next line, Christina, where John left off.
Okay. I love my husband, John. You want me to keep going?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. So she says she loves her husband, John, but again, that's a fact, but we don't know if it's true, right? Yes.
I know him to be a man of unscrupulous morals, as do his peers and our wider community.
So the bottom line is the fact that she stands up for her. Apparently, she's trying to stand up for her husband and be supportive. Would that be a fact?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what she says. She's saying that. So we can't deny that you are saying that you're in love with your husband and you're vouching for him. That's what you did. Yes, I can't deny that. John.
Yep. At this time, we ask for privacy and compassion as motions are being made to counter this vile allegations. Thank you.
Okay. So the fact is that she is asking for privacy, and they're in the middle of this
Mm-hmm.
something, right? What was that? Read that line again. Are they in the middle, or is there a fact there, or is it open to interpretation?
Let's see. At this time, we ask for privacy and compassion as motions are being made to counter these vile allegations. Thank you. So they're in the middle.
They're in the middle. So something has happened. They're
Mm-hmm.
going and they're supposed to address it and asking for some compassion and then thanks him. And now, so I mean, if we read it right by the book, it's a statement that she loves her husband,
Mm-hmm.
that they're in the middle of some kind of erroneous allegations. and that she's asking the um, the reporter to show compassion and let you guys be private. So that is the facts. But now how we interpret the facts by everything that's going on is going to be everything after the facts is all interpretation. This is where you stand out. This is where you shine, right? On your interpretation of this. Now, I'm going to guide this a little bit from this particular interpretation. But in a second, let's just continue with the breakdown. So overall, this is all we know. We don't know anything else about this, right? This is what they gave us. There's no other information. The casting director didn't give you any information, more information, and the writer didn't give you any more information. So as long as we don't go against the facts, we should be in the ballpark, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So based on these facts, and I want you to take a moment to think about this. I'm going to ask you both. You don't have to come up with the same thing. But based on these facts, what do you think that your character wants overall? Not in this scene, but overall. Like this is what they're striving for. This may have happened, something they may have been going on. And all of a sudden something happened like this. What do you think they want overall? Not just in this scene. What do you think you have something? Let me know.
I mean, I think in general, they just want to be left alone, privacy.
Well, that's what they want in this scene. But you want that because of for some reason. You
Yeah.
want to get past this in order to, and again, this is all interpretation. Think of this happening in your life, and you're doing something, and that something was your goal. I want to have a happy life with my wife, my husband. I
Mm-hmm.
want to. I am going to. I need to separate from my husband and start my own. I need to find myself in my own life, my wife, whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm.
But based on these facts, there's nothing really. Right? There's not much in here. So the sky is the limit. You can say I want to be together with them, but based on this, if we
Mm-hmm.
wanted to give them exactly what they're writing, you want to be free of all this mess. You want the privacy so you can get on and deal with this so you can get back to life. Would that be correct? I mean, could that be?
Yeah,
You want
I
to
can
get
see that.
past this trial and get back to mending your family. And
Get
and,
back
and
to some type of normalcy, maybe. I don't know, back to your normal life.
right, okay. So that could be your overall objective. I want to get back, to this whole thing since this happened. I was having a happy life. We had goals, we had vacations we were going on. Then all of a sudden somebody lied, created all this controversy. Now we're in the middle of this. We want to get past this so we can get on with our life and enjoy it with my loving wife or husband. Not very dramatic, but
Yeah. Yeah.
so then you go, well, what does this scene have to do about that? Well, this scene has to, that they can go deeper. You're trying to cut it off, right? You're trying to stop them. What would I say? Starlight. I love it when your technology, tries to help out, but it rewrites what you wrote. In this scene, she wants the press to back off,
Yeah.
basically, right? And so, but that if I say why, because it's bringing so much pain into my family. Maybe all these would be answered by you if you were to attack this straight on. I'm going to give you a little different way to maybe approach what we're doing right now, because right now all the information is really not that, it's very generic, right?
Hmm.
You're a loving husband, loving wife who's standing up for your spouse and trying to protect them from the press, right? So that being said, what might you do, Christina? In this, if that were true? I want them to back off, and I want my task is to protect my husband by getting the press, this one person to back off. My plead, could you threaten in a way? Is that a way of doing it? You guys yell it out. What do you think? What are some other ways that you might protect, get them to back off?
Be more insistent
Uh,
and say,
uh,
I really believe this, but I don't know, maybe that's
so
not
then,
going.
so then you would, you're not, you could be threatening. You could be emphatic about that's how you're going to do it. So if this
Or
would be good.
or saying that maybe being more threatening, like saying this is more, if you print these allegations that are false without any proof of it, then then the reporter is furthering libel or something, then that's kind of
Well, you're
I don't-
going. I mean, it's. I mean, really, it doesn't give you much leverage. You're going in there. You're telling them. You're defending your husband. You're getting them to believe he's an honorable person who you love, and and basically, if you feel my pain about this, you should be empathetic, and respect my wishes. So basically, you have one thing, which is kind of to you're pleading, you could be begging them. I love my husband. Whatever it might be. So think of, if you were playing this, what would be your overall intention on this? Based on, if you want them to back off, what would be your actions that you might take? If you were frightened that that your husband, wife is in danger of being, overstressed, that you see that they're hurting,
Hmm.
you're protecting them from it. So maybe I want to be absolutely clear. My wife, blah blah blah. So there is an element where I think you were trying to go. I want to be. I want them to feel my loyalty.
Hmm.
Now, as we
Makes
go in, we can interpret. My question would be, why is there only one reporter now? So let's dig a little deeper into all the interpretation of the fact, because if you stop there, we don't have a lot to go on yet, right? So let's go a little bit further. Why is there only one reporter? Why might there only be one and not a whole room full? So that's going to be something we're going to need to answer, and you can each answer it differently. So, what about the fact of um, if I was to ask you to give me some context, more context, what's going on? We could be all over the place. So I'm going to ask you this one question. You are angry
Hmm.
and you're containing your anger. Why? Why are you angry based on these facts? And why are you containing it? Take a moment to think about it. I'll ask each one of you. So if you look what I did, I went to the emotional value of the piece.
I guess I'm angry because I think it's all false. It's a smear campaign, and that it's just there's some enemy, like if he's a politician, there's another politician that's like running against him, that's trying to smear him and disrupt his campaign, and just
So you're angry at the person who's running the smear campaign?
I get that. And then I guess if this reporter is then promoting it, then they're gonna blow it up, and so more people are going to possibly believe it just because it's, in the news,
Okay.
so they'll say, oh, there must be some truth to it, like where there's smoke, there's fire kind of thing. So that then if they start promoting it, then other people will start jumping on the bandwagon, and then other people will then there'll be like more reporters, and there'll be more bad press, and there's being that
Okay.
more negative.
So this reporter is possible connected to the allegations somehow. Either they're maybe that's why you want to so the question is, how many reasons can you come up with why you isolated this one reporter? If there wasn't some payoff for you for some specific reason,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we're just making a choice. Is that because nobody said anything? If I'm going to make this, if I can be creative in this, and they want to see some underbelly, we have to start with something that's credible. We know we're in with one reporter. That doesn't make sense. I think I take my thing back here. That doesn't make sense either. All right. So let's keep that on the play for a second. So we're kind of talking about, well, what's underneath the facts here? You are here, but we don't know why you're here. We don't know the why to any of this.
I guess I was thinking only one reporter reached out to me, and so it's still kind of hush hush, and it's like conspiracy sort of thing, and they're kind of like, oh, I just found out, about this. Nobody else knows about it, but I want to get to this. I want to try and reveal.
Read the first line all the way
Oh,
to the
okay.
end.
Oh, there was like libelous thing, huh?
No, the very first line, which is, I like to make a statement, and what?
After which I will not be taking any questions.
So it's kind of like you are running the show here. You're coming in to run the show. This is not like, oh, please help me.
Yeah.
Can we together make this? I'm going to lay out how it is. So with this particular person, the choice is, you chose that person, or only one person cared enough to. Either way, of what why when a person puts their um, position out there, what does that say to you, John? So the position is, I'm going to give a statement, but there'll be no questions. That's it. What's that say to you?
I guess it says to me, I guess in my head, I would think it would be kind of the thing, I'm over this. I'm done with this. This is it. I I'm gonna lay out my statement and just leave me alone. Leave me
Yeah.
and my family alone. Leave my
Okay.
wife alone.
So the one question would be, going, well, why don't you want to answer questions? Because I know how to be twisted. I'll know how, and the more I talk, the more there's chance of misinterpreting what's going on. No questions. I'm going to be succinct and be clear. So yeah, I kind of like, well, that's a good choice. I'm done with you guys, or I don't want to mess with you guys, or you immediately want to establish power.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So what we have right now is a woman is coming in to support her husband. The question now is that why is she doing that? Give me two reasons, two opposing reasons. She is coming in, or he is coming in to defend his wife. She's coming in to defend her husband. Two opposing thoughts on that. You're doing it because why? One, what opposes that?
Um, I guess one of them might be, it was like a sexual allegation. So then the wife then supports the husband. So it's like, kind of like a Clinton thing.
Okay,
So that,
yeah,
yeah,
he got caught, and you're going to go in. It's not true, and you're going to defend him, right? So that's okay. So that you're showing your support. Give me something totally that he's not innocent. She's not innocent, John.
That's what I was thinking as well. Kind of piggyback on that, not to come with the same thing, but if she's not innocent, and I know there was some mis some stuff going on, some mistrust things going on, and I'm just trying to just cover it up because I want to put on this front that yeah, everything is fine. I support my wife, even though I know she screwed up and I'm pissed and I'm trying to cover it up on my face and speak and say, just, yeah. You know what
Okay,
I mean?
cool. Right. So we're on the verge going. We're explaining everything. Why what am I angry at? Why am I controlling this anger?
Yeah, because I guess behind the scene, behind my thoughts, I really want to be like, I can't believe she messed around and I can't
Hmm.
believe I'm out here in front supporting her, even though I want to throw her under the bus because she screwed me, but but I'm got this, demeanor like, no more questions. I'm done with this. But behind closed doors, I'm like,
Right.
unbelievable.
Now I like that kind of contradiction to it. I'm saying these because one
Yeah,
of the things we're addressing is subtext, right?
yeah, yeah,
It's the subtext is we're using words to support the person you hate.
yeah.
Now who has betrayed you.
Right, right.
And if you talk more about it, odds are that might be leaked.
It might come out.
No questions, So you're establishing you are running the game.
Mm,
So now, ultimately, what we want to get to is a place where we're watching you go through this, making this statement, but underlying going, you're not a happy camper about this. And so you're doing this. So we need to write the history to this, the context, to make
mm,
that make sense. Now you could actually take it, Christina, saying, I want to support him. I think that the media is and the business is the bad guy, and I want you to leave us alone. You want sympathy from the audience that you are really trying to save your husband, or we see is the stories about your strength of how you are humiliated by what's going on, but you are going to stand up for your spouse. You're going to defend them. Why? Why are you going to do that?
I want to protect my family. I want to keep my family together.
Okay, so all right. So that means after this is over, you're going to suck it up, and even though he had many affairs, and you're going to keep your family together and go on. Or it might jeopardize your career, or maybe that's your belief. My belief is that once you're married forever, and you have to do this. It's in your best interest for your own beliefs to stay married. Even though I'm so angry at him, I feel betrayed. I feel that this reporter had it out for him, brought it into brought you into this, that you're a piece of this. What about you, John? Why?
Yeah, I was trying to think of something a little different. Because initially I went to the whole protecting the family. I may have kids and just don't want them to get caught up in this, you know, storm of issues that are going on. Um,
Which is kind of interesting because it's two things. You have what the outside world is going to see, but you still have the inside home, the truth.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So when you get done, so we can't say, based on this information, my spouse is under scrutiny because of some behavior. We don't know what that behavior is. We're going to decide.
mm-hmm,
And that behavior now is put you in a spot where you have to defend them. Going, well, why are you doing this? Because Hillary had to do it, right? So here's the case. So that tells me we're in some kind of public life.
yep, yep.
And how
Because you got,
big,
mhm,
so that's another thing. Now we go who. That who is somebody who is in the public view, who is having coffee with a reporter or having a meeting with a reporter to make his statement. So that probably tells me that you are not you've been around the block. You are confident in what you do. Do you agree, disagree? Or if you're not confident, that you've been in the background the whole time, and maybe you make the choice. You never come up. You hate the limelight, and you're forced into it. Your choice. What's more exciting to you? Let me get rid of this motherfucker. Look, it's upside down. There we go. Thought?
It would be that you're not used to it. It's something you don't want to do, but you're stepping up. And this is also a, potentially a turning point for me, as
Mm-hmm.
as a
mhm,
person used to being in the background, and then now I have to go forward and draw in some inner strength that maybe I didn't know I had, that sort of thing.
mhm.
Okay, it could be. Could be. The whole idea, I mean, the subtext is you're being thrown out to the public world, which you hate, which you had never signed up for. Could that make you angry?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to be here, and so everything you're saying, so underneath that is, you know, I'm angry that my husband got me into this, that he's done that. I'm angry that the press and has caught them. I'm angry that this is becoming a big deal. And the reason why I'm angry is because it's forcing me to have a public persona. So you can do all this for the kids if there is children. We don't know if there is. We'll have to make that up as well.
Mm-hmm.
But to sustain an emotion from beginning to end, to contain it, has to have something to do, I feel, with the person who you're talking to. That you're also angry that you have to talk to them.
So could it be I guess there'll be some history with you and that reporter, maybe,
Could be, could be.
that this reporter has been around whatever town you in, and he's just that type of person that's always digging and always got something
Yeah.
going against your spouse, because your spouse could be in the, like you said, in the public limelight. politician, entertainer, whatever she may be, and he got something for her. Like, yeah, I'm up.
So it'd be interesting. No one we know, emotionally speaking, right? We're going to get angry because somehow we feel that their actions are violating things that are important to us.
Mm,
If we looked at their actions as below us or with disdain, it would be disgust. I think you're a low life piece of shit. Or the anger, because you're trying to destroy. You're trying to destroy me.
mm,
And if I don't tell you, don't give you something,
mm.
you're going to take it to the next level. And I didn't want to give you a statement one way or another. And I know, it's like, come on, you got no choice. Wouldn't that make you angry? And everything you're saying, none of it's true. But you have to say it. You have to say it to the person who is talking. You don't have to. So the question is, I got a couple questions where you have to answer. One, why don't you tell them how you feel? Why don't you reveal what you feel to the intensity you feel it? And the second thing is here. I just forgot what it was. So if the anger is, if your relationship's falling apart at home,
Mm-hmm.
you know, paint the picture first, Christina. This happened last night, where your husband came to you and he convinced you to to support him in public because you were angry, weren't you? Whatever it
Mhm.
might have been. um, how'd that go this event?
Mean the talk with him the night before? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and now we have to agree on one thing, that what he did will hurt you, but also it made you angry. Again, because why? Why are you getting angry? What is he taking away by what he did?
The trust,
Trust.
the honesty.
What he did said, I don't care about how you feel. Now, could that be grounds for you to say, I want a divorce?
Yeah,
If he did
especially
it,
brewing
okay.
along.
Okay, so you're in alignment and say for the character feels in the same way that it might be that. But he does, he's not asking you to say what I did was right. I'm not asking you to go up there and you might have to look back in a time when you believed that I had morals. You might have to go back and find that time. But if you don't do it, everything that you have now will go away. That so my question is, what did he say? What were those things that would go away or never be the same if you didn't do this?
Mm.
What did he say to convince you?
I guess I don't know. Maybe like he'd be jailed, and then now the kids wouldn't have a father, or they're just being just
You saw him, if you look at him right now, you picture this person who is an imaginary person,
Mhm.
somebody who you've been devoted to and caring about, and betrayed you. It doesn't matter what the betrayal could be infidelity, it could be anything, lied about something. It was enough for you to say the trust has been broken. But in order for you to go on, with your life, you somehow have to fix his in some way. He convinced you to talk to this reporter, or it was your idea to show some support for him. And he convinced you to do that to this sleazeball, right? Now, first of all, when you think of what he did, how could he be that stupid?
Right.
You put in the thought, what did he do that could be that stupid to jeopardize me? And if you had children, and the child, maybe it's drugs. Maybe he was at what's his name's island. Imagine if he found that out. Then this is what they open it up, and yeah, he was at Jeffrey Epstein's island. First of all, disbelief. I can't believe it. But could that make you angry?
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
all things, instead of shame, it's like, what is wrong with you? He says, Christina, you've got to talk to the press. You have to. If you don't show some support, I'm dead. And what are you thinking right now?
Good.
So now you got to go from good. If not for me, you have to do it for the kids. You have to do it for somebody else. You have to do this. Now, going in with that, finding the anger that's in that particular what he did. And again, you could take that and still have this conversation. You could separate that if you're having the conversation with this reporter. Blah 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 blah. But it's not that, is it? It can't be just that because there's no sustaining the anger. Being angry at doing this would start at the beginning. You try to get over as quickly as possible and get out of it. Right? Would that make sense? But something keeps you in that mode. Every word you utter feeds that reporter who is making you do this. We want to paint it so
Oh,
that we are the person is part of the scenario.
that the reporter is part of the scenario you're saying?
Somehow we have to tie it together. Otherwise, it's really hard to maintain this whole anger underneath this. And each word you say is I guess I just was thinking something. If it doesn't make sense in our brain, we can't find all the colors, the details to it. We are every detail has to be taken care of. So does it make sense now in the scenario we're painting that the reporter, what did the reporter do that you're angry with him as well? And then I'll go on to John. Why are you angry at this reporter based on how we painted the scenario so far?
hmm Um,
And no, so it didn't say the reporter is male or female. So if that means anything,
hmm
how you address them may be a little different. That that she's out to get you. So keep thinking, Christina, on why you might in that scenario. Um,
Yeah, I'm thinking more or less. I think I might have mentioned this before. It's some type of history with this reporter.
Okay.
Either I don't know. I picture in my mind she's kind of one of these, she or he. I gotta pick a gender, I guess.
Yeah, or both. It's
Yeah, I know, right?
one of each. Okay, that's all right.
I guess she has always been that kind of sleazy type reporter, like TMZ, always chasing after some type of story.
Hmm.
And maybe in the past, she came out with some allegations that my wife wasn't, let's say we talked about faithfulness. She was unfaithful, and this happened before,
Hmm.
and now she's coming again with kind of with the same type of story, and I'm like, oh, not again.
Hmm.
Something that she's want to pull her down, pull me down, and just break up our whole family. She's always
Hmm.
been like thorn under my skin. It's like here
Hmm.
she is again with these questions, and I don't like her. I wish she'd go away. And
Okay.
she's kind of in the pack with the other reporters. She's the first one on the scene and always has a story about my wife.
Okay. So let me ask you this then. Um, if we're coming into this, let me say that in order to appease your wife, in order to show support, that this reporter has talked to her and gone, "Why isn't your husband out?" It only shows that he's in agreement with these allegations, as far as we're concerned. So we're going to run this story of how your husband is that there is a history of this based on the facts. And she says, your wife says to you, you have to talk to her. If you don't talk to her, they're going to, and give her the exclusive to your statement. She's going to make her life hell. She's going to reveal other damaging material, and it makes and or it just validates that you are okay with these allegations.
If I don't talk to the reporter.
If you don't talk to the reporter, yeah, that's what they're going to run with. We asked them, we've asked for comments, but no they're not, they don't plan on commenting, and the reason why is because imagine if Hillary made no comment. Just using her as an example.
Hmm.
Now, it didn't come out and didn't show unity. What may have? Why do you think she did?
Probably,
Something was more important, right?
yep. And if she didn't make any comment, I guess it'd have been they would have ran with the stories and made up whatever thing that came out. Even though some, was true, but they
Yeah,
ran with their own.
because everybody else is putting their own story to it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
you've got to talk to her, John. You've got to let her know that you're still on my team. We're still on the same team.
That we united front.
Yeah, yeah,
Even behind the scenes, I said I really.
yeah. Right. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that you could be angry about. You're angry about being put into this position. You're angry about the betrayal. So you have to identify what that betrayal would be for you specifically and what that would feel like. And now we're bringing it into this one little short scene where you've been betrayed, and the person you're talking to, you know that they want to do you harm.
Hmm.
And maybe it was their leaking of a story is what started this whole thing. So, I mean, this right now we're not putting much more to it than the subtext behind it is that I'm angry about being in this situation, and that I want the audience to know that I am my own person. I'm just not, I'm not going to beg her. I'm going to give her the facts.
Hmm.
Give, whoever person might be. But and at the end, thank you. I mean, there's a lot more interpretation to go on with it, but to maintain that anger means you have to kind of go to it and come back and control it. So the C to the anger, and just if you're in this situation, and the trigger is you've been betrayed, you're putting into a place where you didn't want to be, you're forced to do things that you don't want to do, and you have to be here. So
Hmm.
the question now is, why don't you let them know how you really feel? And the answer is kind of obvious, because if I do, your spouse will be punished for it, and the stakes are here. We can make it for now until you put something new. Is your children? Couldn't that make you angry also if somebody was trying to hurt your children?
Yeah.
Things that were close to your family members. That's what this person is doing, and you got to tell this person how you respect your spouse who betrayed you, how he has had these morals and integrity, which they don't, but you got to feed it to them. So as we create this scenario, what might make you angry at this spot here? If you look at each other, okay, we're going to start an exercise. Look at Christina, and Christina, look at John, because you're the reporter to each other. Now, and as simple as this, as you look at each other, there's a history here of how they will do anything to get what they want, how they'll hurt anybody, say whatever they have to say to get what they want. Can you see that in each other's face? Can you see they kind of enjoy the superiority, right? Can you see how they don't care about how you feel? They only care about the story. They don't care about the things that matter to you. Can you see that on their face? Because can you see that they're single-minded? And as you look at each other, why don't you drop the jaw down just a little bit, and then let it jut forward just a little bit. This person here, as you're looking at, wants to hurt you, wants to hurt people you care about. Hmm? Let the breathing pick up. Press the teeth together just a little bit, as if you have a little piece of gum that's there. I could smack you right now. They're the ones who are bringing all this grief into your life. I want you to encourage that anger to pick up. If you have to press the teeth together a little bit more. Something on you want to yell. You're less than. I could smack you. I want to hurt you. Now you got to tell this person. They're saying to you, "I got you. I got you now. That's what they're saying to you. How does that make you feel? They think they're in control because they think you're going to crack right now. You're going to say all this bad stuff about your husband. Give him the inside, and a wife. Give her the inside scoop, right? Screw you. So, Christine, you have one line. Just if you could read that first line, I'd like to make a statement. There'll be no questions. You're on mute. So they think they got you.
Okay, got it.
So I want you, before you do it, you're in a coffee shop, just taking a moment, feeling that what you want to say is, I'll kill you. And when you're ready, you got to control the anger because the anger wants to yell, but feel it never leaves you. It's always something that you have to control. So I just want you to say that one line. Just work on that one line.
I'd like to make a short statement, after which I will not be taking any questions.
Okay. Try it again. And don't, you don't have to yell it this time.
Okay.
Just keep it really personal. Almost whispering it so he has to really focus on hearing it.
I'd like to make a short, oh, excuse me, my voice is kind of gone. Okay. I'd like to make a short statement, after which I will not be taking any questions. Sorry, my voice is not going.
Okay, I hang on to it. So go, John. Keep yours going there. But when you come back, you have to swallow that anger. So it's never you can't go to neutral to talk. You have to control the urge to yell, anger, and then once you stop talking, it goes right back. Try it, John.
Oops.
I'm gonna go with John first, and I'll come back to you, Christina.
Okay.
I'd like to make a short statement, after which I will be taking no more questions.
Do it one more time, and this is where you're going to, which is somehow it's different. We're assuming there'd be questions that she would be able to question you. So just for I didn't want to get into line interpretation right now, but let's just keep it on that. The thing was you're going to go and answer questions, and now you're changing it.
I'd like to make a short statement, after which I'm not taking any more questions.
Okay. What's the exact line? Afterwards, I will not be taking any questions.
Any questions? Sorry.
It's all right. Okay. So be careful, honest, as before you speak. I want you to lock on her. All right. Now, it doesn't take much energy to talk. I like to make a short statement. Afterwards, no questions, whatever it might be. She said, I'm going to be asking questions. You're going to pull that. All right. Careful not to change it into brown. Keep locked on. Hold the breath.
I'd like to make a short statement, after which I'm not taking any questions.
Okay, so on afterwards, just let me see if I can do this. When you say afterwards, bring the brow in to make sure she gets it. After which, I'm not taking questions. I'm not taking questions.
Here, let me do something real quick.
Yeah. Just play.
My screen.
There's a little element that will make you easier for both here. It is we need to find the springboard into that line. So in our thoughts, we are angry.
Mm-hmm.
We're angry that you're putting us in this position. We're angry that you will do anything you have to do to get your story. So what is the thoughts that that are going on that make it logical for you to say, I like to make a short statement? So you're not starting at nothing. There's a logical chain of some thoughts, or I forget it. I like to make a short statement. Whatever it might be, there's something that's happening that's leading you to say those next words. And now it has to do with the fact you're saying, I like to make a short statement.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's really interesting that you chose those words, I like to make a short statement. So it shouldn't be hard for us to say. Is it, I like to make a short statement? And I'm going to tell you how it's going to be. Figure out the angle for 1 second. Make this about you, what you're going to do, John. What
Okay.
would you like to do?
Like to make a short statement.
Okay. And what's the sentence? And afterwards,
And afterwards, well, after which I will not be taking any questions.
okay.
I
So
mean,
here's what I'm going to do. Here's how it's going to go down. Here's what I would like. I would like to make a statement, and afterwards, no questions. And afterwards, no questions. Whatever. So let's try to make sense of that a little bit more.
okay. I like to make a short statement, and after which, no more questions. I'm not taking any more questions. I messed up, but yeah,
Afterwards, I'll be not taking questions. Is that what it is? What's the exact line?
I will not be taking any questions.
Afterwards, put the beat there. Afterwards, I'll be not taking any questions. And I just want you to make sure she gets that.
Yeah, let me try that again.
Mm-hmm.
I like to make a short statement, after which I will not be taking any questions.
Afterwards, shake your head no. We'll not be taking any questions.
After which, I will not be taking any questions.
Okay, so put that together the thought. I'm letting you know I'm going to take a short statement, and after which, I'm not taking any more statement. I'm not taking any questions.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
All right, let me
Yes, you
try
are.
I like to make a short statement, after which I'm not taking any more questions.
Okay, so I'm still not getting that this is what you're going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to do, what are you going to do? And what aren't you going to do? What are you going to do and what aren't you going to do?
I like to make a short statement, and after which I'm not taking any questions.
Okay, getting better. Don't be polite about it. Show me your power.
Oh, the power. All right.
Show me the power.
Let me say, okay. I like to make a short statement, and after which I'm not taking any more questions.
I'm not taking any more. I'm not taking any questions.
I'm taking
So
more for some reason. Okay.
yeah.
More.
Try one more time. So the thing is, it has to make sense. Either it was what happened prior. Okay, what you're gonna do is, which she's gonna ask you questions, and you're gonna answer them. No, I like to make a short statement. And
Hmm.
afterwards, no. We've already talked about this. It's already been discussed. That's the history that we're putting to this line. And you're going, no.
No, I'm not taking any questions.
Yeah, so no. I like to make a short statement. Afterwards, I'm not taking any questions. So answer the question.
I'd like to make a short statement. And after which, I'm not taking any questions.
Okay? Christina, you want to try it real quick? And then we'll get a little nastier on it.
Okay, let me see, let me pen. I'd like to make a short statement, after which I will not be taking any questions.
Okay? So again, she's saying, okay, I'm going to ask you, you're going to tell me everything about it, and then I'll go on. I'll ask you questions. That's how we're going to run this. I like to make a short statement. So however you're going to end that first line is the hardest line because I like. So somehow you got to throw that I like in my face.
I'd like to make a short statement, after which I will not be taking any questions.
Okay, better. So the question, the statement, the scenario here is you're trying to ruin my life.
Hmm.
You are trying to ruin my life. So here's how it's going down. I like to make a short statement. And afterwards, I'm not taking any questions. So it's all going to go back to that. But we need to kind of understand the history within the line and then color it by the overall emotion. Does that make sense? That's running through it. So you may be stopping, as it's just not having anger and every line's anger because there's history to the lines we're speaking. The history there has to still come out as we are dealing with the emotions. Does that make sense? So as we're going to be running, we have about 2 minutes before this pops off. John, why don't you try the same thing?
Okay.
And so all you have to do on here for it, we know why we're angry. Just bring that anger back. Now we have to figure out how we're going to use that line to let them know how things are going to go, how things are going to proceed. All right. Are you ready, John?
I'd like to make a short statement. After which, I will not be taking any questions.
Okay. After which, I will not be taking any questions. Got that? Afterwards, I will not be taking any questions. So right now I'm getting a read on it. I want to get the opinion or what do you mean? What are you going to do? What are you not going to do? You're going to take questions, John?
I'd like to make a short statement. After which, I'm not taking any more questions. Any more questions?
Okay, so let's hang on there for a second. So right now we've come a long way on this particular piece. We kind of making decisions about who the person is, what's the situation that's going on, but nothing is really given. So right now, even you saying that line is different than what the line is. How the line could be, it's beginning of, it has some history, it has some emotional depth to it. It's not just reciting the line. So now, in this case, what we're going to try to do is this person doesn't want to be here doing this. Is angry at her husband, his wife, angry at this. So we need to find the ways of getting that into the scene, because otherwise we're talking a great show, a story here, but if we can't put it in to these words and the silences, it doesn't do us any good. So overall, you may be containing this yourself. And that doesn't even have to be to their face. I make a short statement. As words, I'm not taking any questions. Here's my statement. You may not even direct it right to them, or you may come in, put your stuff down. We're in a coffee shop. You maybe look down at your coffee, and then you come up at them.
Hmm.
I like to make a short statement, and afterwards, I'm not taking any questions. Afterwards, I'm not taking any questions. Afterwards, I'm not taking any questions. Just want to warn you up front. So here it is. I love my husband, I love my wife. So going every time you talk, keep going to anger. What are you hiding? You say the words, you go to anger. You say the words, you go to anger. Thank you. And you're off. That's where we want to go with it. Does that make sense?
Does.
So all I want you to do is figure out how you can get this across, even if you don't put anything on the words. Just give the information, but it has to go back to the anger. Because I'm here
It's
to do
basically
this.
what your intent underneath. It's not on the words. You're not putting reflections in the words. It's just your intent. That's
Right.
yeah.
Here,
Yeah.
I gotta say this. Here's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, as you can see, I have no opinion about what I'm saying.
Right.
And it goes right back to it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. You could underneath what's underneath is going on. Yeah.
Right. So what I like to do now, I like you to start going through the whole. Take the whole um, piece here, the short piece. I want you to color it with what you're not saying is how angry you are to be in this situation. That's what you're not saying.
Hmm.
What you are saying is how you're backing your spouse and what you want from them. That's what you are saying. What you're not saying is how angry I am that I am here and I'm talking to you. Can you do that? You want to do that as an assignment and then email it to me? Put it in the um, into the our community.
Do
So you
that.
have to put it on your YouTube, get a link, and then put it in the community. Because I like to do another one maybe in 2 weeks where I want to find all the emotions in it and all the appropriate and logical emotions that could be in this pace. Like for example, if I say to you, where is the part where you think you get the angriest, but don't say it in the speech? You read through it. Where could be the moment that you almost lose it?
I know him to be a man of unscrupulous
I,
morals.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so and now if you get it looks like you're angry at the people who are accusing him of not having morals, right? But the reality is you're really angry because
The
she
morals.
has no morals. So the anger, all right, you got to get past it and you got to say it. But you may not be able to look him, the reporter, in the eyes doing it until you get. Do you do it? Do you not do it? It's just, and however, so you're running this parallel. You're making us think you're angry at everybody who. It could be interpreted by the reporter that you're angry because you're put in a situation, but angry that you put in the situation. The reality is you're angry at her. You're angry at everybody for what they've done. So just play with it. It could be sad that you're trying to hold back tears, but you still got to give this information.
Mhm.
Okay. So go back, take off everything I said about the getting into the words, about, exercising, your power and all that stuff. Just want to split it down to my original intent, which is let's see the underbelly is I'm angry that I'm here. And I have to say this stuff. And even as you walk away, something about how you end that thank you, where you go on, is telling us a different story. So know the story that you're telling. I'm angry at my spouse's betrayal. I'm angry that I have to be in this. I don't believe any of this stuff. You're making me lie. If that's what you want, fine. I can do it. If it's for something that's more important. Damn. Anybody have a question, thought, anything we talked about today? Hopefully it's been fun,
Mhm.
insightful.
Yeah, yeah, I really like this.
Yeah. The interpretation is, when I hear casting, a lot of my friends going, "Oh, you got to stand out. You got to do something different." But the only way you're going to do something different is by interpreting, how you interpret the facts and what you are reacting to is the only way you'll do it differently. Otherwise, basically, under this normal conditions, most of us will do the same thing. You can perceive it as the same thing. The other thing is that when we are writing, we can write a beautiful story, but if it doesn't fit into what we're doing, we can't find a way of fitting it in, it's meaningless to us.
Hmm.
So that everything that you're coming up that you're angry at, I need you to create a little history for it, and I need you to relive that history. Everything that you're going to use when you talk about the morals and all that stuff, you have to know how this person we're talking about has betrayed you. And all of a sudden you go, are they going to stop? Are they going to, you got to do this. And all of a sudden you stop. That creates a lot of drama, right? Will you go on? Will you turn away and go, no, I can't do this? Because nobody in their right mind would back this person up. But you do. But not under duress. But, all right. So maybe this week you guys have time to put this together for me, so I can give you some feedback on and make sure we're on the right track.
Yep.
All right. And then I'll get a notice, and then I'll email everybody when John's up, and I think DJ Asia will be doing one also. She'll watch this and she'll put hers up there, so we can support each other's and going, okay. But we're all clear about what I'm asking, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, clear.
Okay. All right. Okay. Great. Good job. Nice seeing you all.
Okay.
Good seeing you
I will
guys.
talk to you later.
All right, take
All right.
care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.